selling advertisements, not by just getting the leads.
Well, we sell the rankings as well. For example, a school comes and say, we want to be number 1.
Right.
And we say number 1 is sold. We say position 11.
Oh, you're selling the position, you're not selling the list of top 10 colleges in India.
Didn't get the idea.
Listing of top 10 colleges, a listing of top 100 colleges in India. So you have those annual ranking lists.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they come and say, we want to be number 1.
Yeah.
Say, no way. Number 1 to 10 is sold. We can get just 11. Fine. They get the price. It's okay. And I'm saying, how do they work? They go with the agent?
Most of the times. Most of the times if you advertise
This
to somebody you know.
based.
Sorry?
Is this company?
Yeah.
Galda is India based, right?
It's India based.
So basically
They have the relationships with the people, they know the right people. That's the only thing about there. Like if you go to a big company and the person doesn't know you, probably he will call you and he will make you sit in his office for 30 minutes.
And that's about the idea. The thing is, in India, you have to have someone sitting there, just give them around, with like, let's say 100 agents, just crawling all the companies, colleges, and getting them involved and finally pay you. Right?
That's generally how it works.
So it's just huge overhead, right?
Yes. That's always the situation with these companies, like even Monster India, they have their offices in every big city. Like Monster in US doesn't have their office or an offline presence in every city, but in India, they have an offline presence.
Okay,
and they have agents calling up the right people.
What's the profit margin then? If I spend 100, how much do I get back? If I have to have all the agents here, I have to bribe everyone.
Right.
I have to advertise through SMS.
You don't bribe them directly, you give them gifts.
Right, it's same stuff.
Right. So that's really something, you know, I cannot give you a number, there's no set margin. You probably will end up making 20 to 30% out of that 100 rupees. So if you spend 100, you will make like 30 out of it, I would say. At least that's what the ad agency we were working with at the college was making.
Are Indians quality or quantity based?
Quantity based, always.
They don't care about quality?
If you are going about the quality, you are reaching the top 5%, top 7%. And India is a very price sensitive market. If you have a company which is, you know, like offering something for like 2 cents less, then they will change.
So basically, if you offer quality service, you may fail.
No. Then you have to reach a different type of audience.
So it's too small, it's just 5%.
Yes, or you have to go in a really high profit way. Like, if you want an example of all these companies and who they are dealing with, I can tell you how to find them. But yes, there will be an overhead, but yes, there will be a lot more, like, a lot of volume. So if you have like making $30 from a house, like on average, every big city in India has about 25 engineering colleges. And if you include all the liberal arts colleges, or if you include all the other colleges, so every college has about, every city has about 100 colleges.
We wouldn't target the educational institutions because we cannot allow rubbish on our side. Because we have the experience that college workers, they create rubbish presentation. It's just good for brochure, that's it. But for our side, it's no good because it will scare good companies from English-speaking countries. Because it's just the way it works, but we would target employers. Because nobody cares about the job description.
Right.
It's either you like the job, you don't. So basically I would give up on the educational institutions in India. Just leave the employer stuff.
If I show you the advertisements within these things, you will get an average idea about the quality of ads in there. So even if you're dealing with employer, you're talking about this kind of quality. So if you're like trying to compare an Indian company with that of a Western Europe company, then you're talking about just a very small amount of those companies which are on international standards. Like in IT, if you go to the right companies, it's Infosys, it's Tata Consulting, it's Wipro, it's HCL. But if you go to a local IT company in a small town, it's not, you're not dealing with something of that caliber, you're dealing with something completely different. So, yes, your experience is just a matter of different mindset.
I got the picture.
You're talking about the mindset of Europe, but the thing is the mindset in India is not the same as that. Yeah. But I could, you know, if you want, we could just sit down and I could give you some ideas on some conversion things you can do with them, like how to talk to them. So if you need any help with that, like how to customize your site to Indian market, I could give you some pointers, try them out.
I'll just review the numbers out. I'll looking everything again.
Absolutely. So you could just send me an email and we could just communicate over that. I could really give you some ideas on how to talk to these people.
So in other words, the online people who can access the internet is 82 million, right?
Yeah, well, not 82 million because most people in India access the internet through their mobile phone.
Okay.
So you have like a few 100 million people trying to access the internet through their phone, not through the computer. So like a lot of trading in the market is done through mobile phones. You don't get to your computer and do trading there. You do it through SMS, you do it through, you know, an application or something like that. And most of the banking is done in India the same way. Like if I want to transfer money to a bank account,
yeah,
I just send an SMS with the details and the value. So you do that through your cell phone, not through the internet.
So that, in essence, that limits you in terms of like how graphically you can present whatever you're trying to sell.
Absolutely.
So basically we're trying to text, trying to convey everything in 160 symbols, whatever you're trying to say.
No, but a mobile site. A low-fi, complete text-only site or with an easy navigation. That's through your mobile internet.
From the top of your head, just like any idea, what do you think, like who from Europe should go, like what industries should go and attack the Indian market?
I would say stuff like fashion, like some brands. I would say stuff like alcohol, stuff like coming to Europe. I could have just one small tip for you. Indian students are really obsessed about admission into European colleges or US colleges. They are really obsessed about jobs here. So if you have 21% of student traffic from India, try advertising, move to Europe, move to US. That would really, really help.
Not all of them accept it.
But that's how it is. Not all good students can afford going there. Right.
That's why majority of the schools, say in States, they just check the box. We don't accept Indians. Whole Africa is checked, and India as well. It's a waste of time answering them emails about visa and etc. And they don't get visa.
However, also India is one of the biggest money earners for American education.
Some do get it. But the problem is visa.
Right. Yep.
So, like in terms of fashion, are you saying that people are, like what are some things that are like status symbols would be considered like status
Going to
symbols?
foreign traveling there, and there will be any foreign brand that you can associate with, yes, and foreign foods like chocolates, yes, and I would say alcohol. That's completely foreign-based market. All the brands, like we don't have Indian brands except for one Kingfisher. We just buy UK brands and we buy brands from Europe. And I would say IT software. There's not much Indian IT products. Like there is a lot of IT services in India. There are a lot of outsourcing companies, but we are not into products. We don't have any successful Indian product except for one called Finacle, which is also being used by just 5 banks in the world. But yeah, software products definitely, and you could basically get into most of the markets if you can differentiate yourself as a foreign company.
So do you think that like even like let's say a fashion startup who just pretends to be like a well-known brand in Europe could enter the market in India?
Yes, you can.
So you don't have to be just like
But you
Gucci
have,
or Prada.
no, you can be other like an Italian brand. But then the thing about that is you have to have your shops in right locations, like shopping malls,
Right.
and you have to present a look that you know you're a rich company and that people want to walk into that store.
Embarrass people.
Something like that. Something close enough to that, but that's how it works in New Delhi, that's how it works